Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to 3Y TV. And tonight, it's round number 5 of the OSCA 2022A Xfinity season. And tonight, it's the SR Designs 127 here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And tonight, I am joined along with Matt Bayuk. He's gonna be co-hosting here tonight, so a little changing in the booth here. We got our Larry Mack here, and Matthew. Great to have you joining us here tonight. Welcome.
Yeah, to say I'm thrilled to be doing this tonight's a bit of an understatement. I've always wondered what the perspective is like from the commentary box rather than actually racing it, and I do look forward to seeing how everything transpires tonight. Should be fun.
Yeah, it should be fun indeed here, as right now we're just finishing up practice, about 3 minutes to go. Right now, Zachary Roethlisberger on top of the leaderboard, and Damian Leininger, who has been pretty dominant as of late, currently second, Tate Lytle third, and Chris, Matthew, we were talking before the broadcast. You. Yeah, what's the last name? You got me?
Looks like Gutierrez, and a note on that.
Ooh.
He's actually making his debut tonight.
OSCA series debut in the 18. And Phil for Kyle Carlson, who's the Minnesota rival here of me in the booth. But Matthew, what do you expect here tonight here at Las Vegas? 2 halves tonight, 42 and 43, respectively, and. We got, do we have the points, Carlos? I'm hoping we have the points up there as well. As Johnny Eckert's leading the points right now. There we go. Damian Leininger second, Tate Lytle in third. And I hear you got some stats here for intermediate tracks. So what do we have in store here tonight?
Oh, yeah, I'll be peppering these in, but yeah. I guess I will start with, since we're about to start qualifying, I will begin with pole sitters. I've got different stats for both half 1 and half 2. But as far as qualifying goes, it is actually not very common that the pole sitter wins the race. So I'm not saying count out the pole sitter, but surprisingly it doesn't bode well. Specifically on intermediate tracks, and 27% of the intermediate tracks ran since the beginning of Season 2, the pole sitter has only won the first half 27% at the time. Now, I don't believe I exactly got this down, but 2 of those times it's been Johnny Eckert. So I guess it doesn't serve as the biggest shock in the world.
Yeah, and certainly that I'm sure if Johnny's listening to the broadcast before the race here, that'd be good news for him after the couple moments of heartbreak he's suffered this season. Come so close to victory lane. Who are some of your favorites that you're looking at tonight? Johnny Eckert's obviously got to be one of them. Tate Lytle, Damian, who's been on a hot streak, but who else do you got? Maybe even a dark horse for tonight you're looking at.
Ooh, a dark horse I'm looking at.
Ooh.
I guess as a dark horse, I would go Chad Thornquist.
Ooh, Chad Thornquist, yeah.
Chad Thornquist, I was talking to him before the race, and I know Chad seems to be pretty pacey in most everything he does. And just recently in Elite, he came really close to a win and actually crashed out on the final lap. So obviously different league, different track. I asked him how he was feeling coming off that, if he's looking for some redemption just to get a win, and he said one word, hungry. So I'm thinking, even though he may not be quickest on the time charts here, I think Chad Thornquist is definitely going to be a name to consider.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, he has had pace about everywhere we've been to so far in the OSCA series. If even last year, or I think it was a couple of seasons ago, he ran a few races in the truck series. But he's always shown some quick speed, and we have some of those favorites as well. But Zachary Roethlisberger, one guy here too. I think we've noted that really in the Outlaw Motorsports, Chevrolet really running well. So far to start off the season, running up front. I think he was even almost had a chance to win at Daytona, if I do recall. Yep. Was in it in the last couple laps there as well. But as we wind down practice, he did end up on the top of the board in practice. As we get qualifying underway here, just a few moments, and man, here we go. We'll see who gets out there first. Then we see a couple of cars leaving pit road, and you've driven these cars more recently in the OSCA series here for the Xfinity. What do you expect? What do you think it's going to take to get a good lap in to get that pole? Is it running the high side, running the bottom? Where are these drivers looking to run?
Now, as far as line, I'm not entirely sure. I know that in hopping around the voice channels, I did hear some talk about the high side. I expect people to use that first lap to get the tires up to temp because track temp's only 76. So, I mean, I think the hot laps here will definitely tell maybe even what they might run for the race.
Yeah, it's wow. That's actually really 76, especially out here in the West Coast for Vegas. You'd think it'd be a little bit warmer. You see Damien kind of on the out lap. They're kind of choosing that high line now, going to the bottom. I was talking a little bit with Damien, a little bit with Dewar and some of those guys on the Fat and Sad racing team before the race, and they said it might not. I don't know if it was about the fastest line, but they're worried about tire wear, especially up top. Will eat your tires up. But so for qualifying run, I'd be curious to see what kind of line they'll run. But it looks like Damien's kind of hugging that white line right now.
I'm also kind of watching Dustin Dewar a little bit myself, just because he won the pole last week, if you remember correctly.
I think it was he won it at Auto Club a few weeks ago.
Let's see.
I think that was Auto Club, and then last week I think West Greens, because actually, the little stat I had, I think I'm gonna get this mixed up, but the Sad Racing has won I think the last 5 poles.
Wow, I didn't get that.
And then the last I think 4 races in a row, the Fat Racing won the halves. So that was one thing. The combined as the Sad or the Depression Racing Network, they had kind of going on for them. So we'll see if they can get that done tonight. But Nick and Delgado filling in for Zishan Dura, currently on top of the leaderboard over Tate Lytle. So that pole streak might be in jeopardy here.
It could be.
And then, well, there's your dark horse, Sternquist. He's out making his qualifying run right now, and maybe he can get that Depression Racing Network pole back. But I think he is currently sitting 4th right now on the leaderboard.
Who else do we got that's yet to set a lap? I see Westergreen registered, I'm assuming for last place points.
Yeah, having a little bit of, I guess, in our iRacing world, that could be like mechanical issues, a little bit of internet issues on his car.
There you go.
Yeah, so just coming in, getting the points. Electrical, yep. Some wiring, going wrong with the motor of his car there. So unable to compete tonight. So unfortunate for him. He's been having a pretty strong start to this season as well. And well, now I guess he gets kind of a forced vacation this week.
I do see a Mr. Ray Bracey in the 69 car, currently 6th, filling in for the suspended Patrick McConnell this week. It's a good run for him.
Yeah, getting in the top 10 as of right now. And there is Austin Beers in that 19 Toyota trying to get his qualifying lap in. And again, he missed a couple races early on in the season running his NASCAR Whelen Modified. Now he's back in the saddle again. Let's see if he can make a run for the pole. Right now being currently scored 33rd out of the 35 cars I got. Again, my scoring here could be messed up, so you might have to bear with me on that.
I believe 33rd might be that first lap just to heat the tires up. I think you're about to see him shoot up the boards a little bit.
So it's almost having like a Daytona-esque. You're running the high line on the first lap, going to the bottom.
Yeah, there he goes.
Rockets up into the top 10. Currently 9th on the board. And I believe everyone besides Chris, what is it, Gutierrez? Is that did I say that?
Gutierrez, I believe, is how you say that.
Gutierrez? That sounds right. I'm rolling with it. And I believe he started making his qualifying run, so maybe had some issues in that as well. So it looks like everyone else has took their time, and now qualifying is complete. So Nick and Delgado will win the pole here tonight for the SR Designs 127 as the field's gritting up and getting ready to go, get underway. And Yeah, you see some of the heavy hitters. We'll get the starting lineup. There we go. On the board, you see Tate Lytle starting in the 3rd position. Matthew's dark horse here, Chad Thornquist rolling off 5th here tonight. Damian Leininger, he's in the 8th position. Austin Beers, we saw him qualify. He'll be in 10th. Then Chris Jordan, hey, I always feel a little nervous talking about Chris Jordan because I swear he has some of the worst luck. So, but a good strong qualifying round. He'll be starting in the 12th position. Looking through the rest of the field.
Did talk to Chris Jordan. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh no, go ahead. Yeah, what did Chris Jordan have to say about tonight?
Did talk to him. He is very self-aware of his recent pace, and he says he's been faster in these last few races and just hasn't had the luck. But he thinks he can carry that momentum, and he is right on the cusp of being in that that playoff field, and he's looking to break into that real soon, hopefully tonight even.
Yeah, I think once that luck breaks for him, because if the pace or not, it seems like he just gets caught up in something that's not of his own doing. And hopefully he can turn that around here tonight. And I did see that Shane DiMantova filling in for Brent Jones in that 89 once again. It's good to see him back out on the racetrack here in OSCA competition. Here you see the Land Shark, Kynan Jones, starting back in the 25th position. And another new paint scheme, I think. I was questioning, I was trying to ask. I don't think I've seen Kynan Jones run the same paint scheme twice so far this season.
There's one thing I've always appreciated. He's always got something fun going on with his cars. I like the shark thing he's got going on. It's a fun thing to watch every week.
Yeah, see, he's got the trademark. I like he keeps the trademark, the shark teeth going on there, but always, and it seems like they're pretty elaborate paint schemes too. So kudos to him on that. The field is rolling off here now, getting ready for their pace lap here. Wave to your favorite driver and getting ready to go. Green flag action. And we're starting the boot party. Yeah. welcome
right.
Matthew, to the boot party.
The boot party. I like it.
Yeah. Das Boot Party. That was a Das Boot Party. I messed that up. Carlos, you got to yell at me.
Get him.
Oh, no. I spilled the beans. Oh, man. And this early on in the night, and I done gone did it.
We've only just begun.
I want to rip on Damien. I feel like Damien. Messing up on the start. Okay, that too soon? Maybe. Okay,
I do want to point out.
Oh, go ahead.
We could have an accident on lap 1. I did go back the last 11 intermediate tracks in this league. 45% chance of a lap 1 accident bringing out the caution, so we'll see.
We'll see how aggressive these guys are on the start as we're getting ready to go green here at the SR Designs 127 here at Las Vegas. Nick Indelcato is going to lead him to the green flag. Pace trucks off, getting ready to go green. And Barney, come on, wave that flag. And here we go. Indelcato hits the loud pedal and we're underway here at Las Vegas. And going down into turn number 1. Side by side with Roethlisberger. Looks like Nick's gonna clear him. Tate Lytle now trying to battle for that second spot. Side by side. And you gotta wonder, we did see that bottom line in qualifying as we're talking about, Matthew, but getting that run off the corner, I wonder if maybe even running that midline might help these guys too to get that little bit momentum coming off the corner. See if it helped Roethlisberger here.
Well, looks like we've made it home safe so far.
Yeah, we made lap 1. Whew, so yeah, that percentage is going to go down maybe to like 40%. What did you say? It was 44?
It was 45. It'll be somewhere in the high 30s now.
Oh, hey, there you go. Man, we brought someone that's good at math, and I don't have to do it anymore. Thanks, Matthew.
That's what I'm here for.
I appreciate you. Oh, I knew that was coming. And come down to complete lap number 2. Indelcato still holding on to that lead. In the back of the pack there, see some 2 wide still settling it out. See Tate Lytle trying to reel in Indelcato, but right now, we got just long enough halves here that maybe there could be some fuel strategy. We've seen last week the fuel strategy was basically everything. Uh, I think both halves. One won by Damian. I think the other was won by Tate by saving fuel. Is there any chance? Do you think that these guys can make 42 laps on a single tank?
No, I believe the fuel run this week is actually a little bit shorter. I think it was supposed to be between 33 and 36. Now, that being said, we're not going to see a whole lot of give and take, really, as this is really going to be a sprint to the finish here. Might even have that green flag pit stop. I don't think they can save all the way to the end.
Yeah, so that's going to be a little bit tighter to stretch it out. So, then we go back to, the different pit strategies. Say if we do not have a caution, if this does run green, and probably statistics show.
Spinner.
Oh, nope, there we go. And
it's Chris Jordan. Oh,
man.
big wreck in the backstretch.
Oh, man. And we jinxed him. And yeah, a lot of cars involved in this one.
Jinxed him hard.
I think Walgren, Adam Tepe, oh, man, involved.
Man. I see Seth Rawls.
Kyle Walgren, I think, is in there as well. So, Matthew, I had to do it. I had to bring up Chris Jordan, didn't I?
I know. You shouldn't have said anything.
I feel like I owe him an apology. I think he just got turned. The racing getting tight in the back, or the mid back there. Kind of chaos ensued. And then we're talking about green flag run, so I think we just double jinxed the field there.
Now, this might make field strategy interesting. I don't know how close it is at this point.
Ooh, it looks like, yeah, a checkup, and got DJ Weeks, kind of came down across his nose. Yeah, they did hit the Jeff Gordon spot where he hit in Vegas. Was that back in 07? 08. Oh, man. So, hold on. Dustin Dewar here. Look at that, dodging the wrecks. He did not dodge the wreck.
I was actually going to point out.
Oh, man. I thought he dodged it. So close. Sorry, buddy. That was, then very bracy there as well.
He actually had it missed up to this point. The caution's already out here.
Yeah, and getting turned, and oh man, he did hit that Gordon spot. And the ironic thing too, I think it's almost in a similar colored car than what Jeff Gordon was running.
Oh yeah. Wow!
So we got some crazy situations there. At first I was watching from this angle, I'm like, man, Dewar made some good moves, and then get involved, and just the chaos that ensued. A lot of heavily damaged cars. There's some cars that didn't look like they got nicked up too bad. Oh, just getting hooked in with Isabella. Isabella did nose the inside wall pretty good there as well. A lot of heavy damage to these race cars right off the bat.
A pretty spectacular crash.
Yeah, it's just. I believe that's your old that's your part-time seat there, the 29.
I know, man.
Oh man, tough break. Early on, who's it? Seth Rawls is in there, didn't I?
I told him to take care of it.
Oh man. If anyone was filling it for me, I'd tell him bring me the steering wheel or the checkers, and well, unfortunate. Well, I mean,
it'll be the steering wheel so far.
Yeah, so far he's got another half to redeem himself. A lot of these guys. Even DJ Weeks got a little bit. A lot of these guys got a little worse than I initially thought. Here's Kyle Walgren. I seen him get in it early on, trying to check up, rear brakes locking up. Kisses the inside wall. Maybe not too bad. Probably one of very few cars that didn't get too much damage. Here's Thomas Capuano's view of the chaos that ensued ahead of him. Oh, Walgren's in front. Oh, just kissed. You see a little bit of damage to that front, and it seems like I don't know about you, Matthew, but some of the Xfinity Series races I've run, sometimes it doesn't seem to take a lot of damage. Say some of the other cars on this service, yeah, they're very sensitive, and it's going to cause aero damage for a lot of these guys. And there you see Rashid Coles getting some.
We do have some pit strategy here. Delicato's the first guy on 4 tires.
Timothy Conrad, I believe, is the only stayed out.
Now,
We're getting
Eckert,
ready to go back to green.
Beers, and Gooden,
Took
they
2
did come in
tires.
and top off.
But Timothy Conrad is your leader as we go back to green here on lap number 9. He's going to get a good jump, but he's the one that did not. Only driver that stayed out, only driver that doesn't have at least any tires, I believe, unless, can you confirm or deny that took 2 tires? No tires, okay. Just topped it off. Good in 75. Indel trying to work his way back up with those 4 fresh Goodyears.
Ooh.
On the back bumper, almost making contact with Eckert. As they go side by side through the tri-oval down into turn number 1. He's going to move up to that 3rd spot. So I got to ask you, as you know, as an active driver yet, what would you have done on that pit stop here with that early caution?
I would have at least come and taken fuel. I definitely wouldn't have. I mean, no offense to Timothy Conrad. I do love the track position call, but I think I would have at least came for some fuel, because at this point, if it were to go green, which we've seen it in the past, early caution green to the end, Timothy Conrad is currently the only driver that that cannot make it all the way to the end.
So, and you were talking, you know, we got to be close now where maybe some of these guys could start stretching and saving. Do you think that's a possibility now?
I think it's very real at this point. I think the fuel run now is as many laps as it was last week, and with the shorter track, I think everybody's going to be pretty good, if not very close.
And do you think that mindset changes with these drivers? Maybe a little bit less aggressive driving. I think a lot of times we might see that now that they know that there's a possibility to save.
Yeah, you know, you definitely see some guys back it up a little bit. Maybe if they need to save that little bit of extra, no reason to go all out, because you want to be there at the end if this does go green.
But one guy I think that always loves to go all out is that 19 of Austin Pierce, and he's reeling in Timothy Conrad for that lead, who did jump out to a pretty good lead with that track position. We'll see how long he can defend that lead. Going into turn number 1 here in lap 13, still early on in the going. You know, and that's one of the, again, the things that I love as a commentator, watching these races week in, week out, is when you have these different pit strategy calls, and sometimes seeing, you know, different faces up front. And right now, seeing Timothy Conrad, we haven't seen him up front much, getting the lead a couple laps here. Although, well, Beers looked on the inside going through trial.
Might not be that many more laps.
Yeah, might not be too many more if Beers can make it stick coming out of 2. Let's see if he can do it. He hasn't quite been able to get that run as he now drag race down the backstretch. See if he can get him going into 3. Can't quite get that run. So you got to wonder, too, how much are these guys burning their tires? I think tires should be a factor here as well, even if you do try to play that fuel mileage game.
I'll tell you, these guys are burning him up.
Yeah, these two are going all out for the lead. As they have pulled away by a 1.5 seconds over Indel in that 3rd position. So I think the strategy here for most of these guys is probably just trying to save it as much as possible. Conserve, at least, I should say, save totally, but definitely Beers and Conrad going for it right now as we are on lap 16 of 42.
Now, being a regular teammate of Indelicato's, I can tell you surely what he's doing right now is saving tires. He never is one to go early in the run, and the way he's got everybody backed up behind him about 2 seconds off the leaders, there's definitely some tire saving and maybe fuel saving even going on right now.
So, you know, for a guy like Indelicato, who did take 4 tires on that pit stop, his mindset's got to be, you know, maybe acting like he's the race leader as far as you see a slow car down the end of Tepe, see if he can make it back around without bringing a caution. Might be close here.
That's going to be close.
Yeah. Oh, boy. Yeah, can he get to pit road? He is within 100 yards of getting there.
The slowest race I've ever seen.
Yeah, well, at least says he's on pit road on our 3-wide multicam bottom of your screen, you see he made it to pit road, so he might be safe for bringing out a caution now. But unfortunate for him. But Indelcato's got to be kind of racing as if he is the leader, as far as not building too big of a lead over Thornquist and Lytle, and like you said, saving that equipment could pay off dividends, especially if Conrad, who's gonna have to make a green flag stop, and maybe Beers burning his stuff up here a little bit.
It's definitely the target. Austin Beers is definitely the target, because if it goes green, yeah, Timothy will pit. Oh wow, yeah. Big fall off that time.
Oh wow, yeah, he's trying to see. Well, my scoring is now screwed up again. I could see the laps. No, I can't. I know it's getting old. I am so angry. Right now, my scoring says Dylan Thomas is in lead. Now it says Beers, but but there we see Dylan Thomas currently running in the 10th position. Osborne almost getting up into Damian Leininger, battling hard for the back half of that top 10, and there you see Johnny Eckert in the 7th position. So again, a guy that usually runs really well here at in the intermediate style tracks. Kind of maybe not struggling. It's still early on in the going, and Eckert can always be that Kevin Harvick style driver. I think this has happened to me like 2 or 3 races this season where I kind of called him out for struggling, and also by the end of the race he's in 2nd or 3rd. So Johnny's never one to count out.
We'll actually give him props. He is one of the guys that only took fuel on that caution. I think he's actually holding his own pretty well here, considering the tire situation.
Yeah, and especially being in that dirty air, where Conrad's still, I think, benefiting from cleaner air than most. So Johnny doing a good job holding on to that 7th spot as of right now. There you see just that gaggle behind with Dylan Gooden, Damian Leininger, Adam Peeler, throw him in the mix. I believe Osborne's in that 15 again. Trying to look at my scoring is all screwed up.
You are correct.
Yeah, Osborne is in there.
Yes, Osborne's the 15.
And then Steven Schumann, I think he's in 12th.
What do you call him every week? Hot Shoe Schumann?
Hot Shoe Schumann. Gotta love it. And Peeler clearing, getting in to the 9th position over Damian. And Damian, again, I think, I can't remember when he got his last win. Now, that wasn't last week. It was 2 weeks ago at Iowa. And so just a lot of it just, kind of conserving his equipment. And, no, he did win. He won at, I'm sorry, he didn't win last week at Auto Club. My bad. And just saving that stuff, kind of even riding in that back half of the top 10. And just trying to be there at the end, kind of pulling that Kevin Harvick closer moments out as well.
Speaking of saving, I do believe Indelicato and Thornquist have turned the jets on. They have reeled in Austin Beers.
Yeah, and now Conrad already fallen back all the way to the 9th position. So kind of turn it on the wick here now with 19 laps to go. And Beers, you think he's kind of a sitting duck here on a little bit older tires and maybe kind of running a little too hard on that short stint?
We'll definitely have to see. I mean, for sure he wasn't holding back. His plan seemed to be scurry out to the biggest lead he can. It looks like the progress has slowed somewhat for the guys behind him, but they are definitely there. Well, I guess we'll see in the closing laps here what he's got left.
Yeah, now this is where I think the cat and mouse game. Does Austin Beers save a little bit of those tires that he might have burnt up? Does Indelicato have anything left to chase down that 19? Plus, you do have the 0-2 of Thornquist, as you said, hungry, wanting to go for that win. So that might put a little bit more pressure on the 10 that he wants right now. We'll have to see
if I'm Austin Beers, I need it to stay the same way. I'd rather have Indelicato behind me because Nick Indelicato will wait. Chad Thornquist, as you can see, whoa!
Oh, getting close to the outside wall. Oh, man, I held my breath there. I don't know about you.
I froze up for a second. As you can see with Chad Thornquist, all gas and no brake. He's not about waiting around. He wants to go for the lead.
Yeah, he's trying to take Johnny Thomas's nickname of Mr. Excitement away, trying to thread the needle and almost making contact with the wall, still holding on, trying to regroup. trying to go after the second place. There you see that battle on the bottom of your screen, still for 10th between Leininger and Schumann moving up in the 11th position. I believe I hear on the race chatter there's some cars coming down pit road. Don't know if that was lap car or if we're going to see
Timothy.
Timothy might be coming down pit road. I wonder if it's not him. Again, trying to gamble on that field.
Huh?
Oh, Gutierrez in the 18.
Ah.
Yeah, so he's coming down pit road. I believe he might have been. Was he involved in that accident? I think he might have. Ooh, and see catching lap traffic of Isabella. I believe was that Bracy there, and thinking that neon green car.
Big Thornquist.
Yeah, that helped him out a lot, almost getting to the side of Indelcato. But Indelcato now right on the bumper of Austin Beers now with 14 laps to go. And almost making contact. And, man, I don't know if Beers got loose. That kind of came down in front of Indelcato's nose because, yeah, you know, racing with Nick, he's not one to do that. And here comes Thornquist on the outside. We got a 3-car battle. Even put Tate Lytle up there. And, oh, more bumper.
More.
Wow. Wow.
These guys keep up like this, they might let Beers get away.
Yeah, Beers is probably loving what he's seen in the rearview mirror. Now move Tate Lytle into the 3rd spot. Haven't mentioned him too much here tonight. Now he throw his hat in the ring for a chance to win. And then he even got Roethlisberger hanging out of the back half here of this 5-car breakaway. And Beers must have been digging because it looked like he got loose in front of Indelcato. And then maybe even Indelcato giving him the chrome horn once again. Trying to let him know, hey man, I'm here. And here he goes again. Oh, look at Beers trying to pinch down to 10. Side by side for the lead. Now, I think this is, you know, probably the only move that that Beers has with battling a car with fresher tires is trying to mess up his progress.
Got him again.
It could be bad news, and yeah, he's washed up the track. Indelcato goes to the lead. Tate Lytle follows suit. He's going to go into the 2nd position. At least try to as they're side by side. Now with 11 laps to go. So now we got Tate Lytle and Indelcato up front. And, ooh, it looks like Tate hit the white line and got a little loose. He shoots up the racetrack. That keeps Beers right in the mix. So now, I mean, you could throw a blanket over the top 3.
You have some guys coming to pit road, excuse me. Thomas Capano.
And here comes Tate Lytle to the outside. Oh, in the wall, and Beers involved.
Beers too.
Wow, no caution. Tate Lytle with heavy damage to the rear end of his Chevrolet. And that car is going to be hampered quite a bit. And it looks like he just got a little mixed up, and Beers getting involved. Heavy damage to the front end of his Toyota. He falls back into 3rd. And how about this, Chad Thornquist? He's hungry for a win. He's next in position, trying to chase down Indelcato in 2nd. 9 laps to go. Roethlisberger now trying to pass the wounded Austin Beers. Take
it was
a look
weird
at the replay. Yeah, it's not quite sure. Indelcato, kind of coming down on the apron. I don't think that was neck code. I don't believe. Well, there's a little neck code between Beers and Lytle.
Yeah.
Almost going through him there, but it almost looked like just maybe a misjudge of how close Tate Lytle was to that back bumper of Indelcato, maybe coming up a little earlier. And, you know, Tate maybe could have gave him a little bit more room, but, you know, we're under 10 laps to go, or close to 10 laps to go when this happened. It's kind of go or go home time.
If there was contact, it was the smallest.
Yeah, it was slim. That was weird. If anything, it looked like, yeah, it was the total back end of the bumper. It didn't look like Indelcato came across his nose whatsoever. So interesting contact there to end Tate Lytle's chance for a victory, as Indelcato now pulling away to over a half a second lead here with 7 laps to go, coming to 6 to go here as they're coming out of turn number 4. And then this is kind of, I think kind of falls into his wheelhouse now. He can kind of save. He can kind of maybe keep this lead at bay. But let's see how hungry, like you said, Chad Thornquist is. How hard is he going to dig? Does he have anything left? And hey, for a dark horse, for him battling up front here for the lead, he's doing pretty well here so far tonight.
Feeling pretty good about that pick, to be honest with you.
Yes, you gotta love it. And how about this here back in for the 7th position? Dallas Myhan challenging Johnny Eckert for that 6th position. You got to wonder, I think Johnny's maybe wishing a little bit that he's got those, if he would have those fresher tires, if he could be up in the mix as well. Right now falling back to the 7th position once again. And shout out again to the Mohawk Foundation on the hood of that, getting close, almost making contact there.
I do love seeing that pink run well.
Hey, yeah. Running well here tonight. There you see the other car, 05 of Robert Hill Jr. And
Actually,
I'm kind of surprised Tate's even kind of hanging on as strong as he did with how much heavy damage he has to his car there. Yeah.
I was going to say the same thing. I thought he was toast. He's hanging around the top 15.
Yeah, he's just salvaging it and trying to save, whatever track position you can, especially with the invert here coming into the second half, trying to get the best starting position as possible. As we're now down to 3 laps to go, in Delgado continuing to pull away from Chad Thornquist now, and looks like he is in prime position to pick up the win in half number 1. And again, we got half number 2 coming up. Top 10 will invert, and right now you do have David Carpenter in the 71, currently holding on to that position. We'll see as we got 2 laps to go here. So this has got to be a comforting spot when you're in that lead, pulling away. Couple laps to go in Delgado, and no stranger for him. It seems like I don't race with him often, but every time I'm in a race, it seems like in Delgado is always up near the front. Very
usually tends to be a little more snake bitten, believe it or not. He's had a lot of races get away from him across leagues. This one though, it's looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, luck is seeming to turn around as we're on the final lap coming out of turn number 2. Yeah, he's rolling them hot so far here tonight, going down the backstretch for the final time. He's rolling through. All he's got to do now is let it ride, and he's going to get a win here at the SR Designs 127 half number 1. Nick Delgado completes the victory. Chad Thornquist coming home in second. Zach Roethlisberger third. Dylan Thomas fourth. And Dallas Myhan rounding out the top 5. Good run again for Damian Leininger. Johnny Eckert in 7th. Adam Peeler in 8th. Austin Beers with the heavy damage that he had in the front end of his car, still holding on to that 9th spot. And David Carpenter gets into the top 10, gets that starting pole position here for half number 2. So now, do you expect? It seems like a lot of times. I don't know how much statistics you dove into before coming on to tonight. I know it was quite a bit, but it usually always seems like there's a mellow half, and then there's kind of a wild half. Do you expect maybe some a little bit more aggressive driving here in half number 2, 1 lap longer here as well?
Now, there is a statistic that can come into play for that I did see. What usually happens, that first half, some guys have it pretty rough, and guys that finish around the bottom area of that top 10 get to start up front. So people think this is the second half, I can go for it here. There is actually a 10% higher chance of a lap 1 caution in the second half than the first half. So, yes, people do tend to be more aggressive at the start, but if we can get past that opening 10 laps, it actually goes green for longer.
Wow, see? Wow. I mean, I gotta come up with like a Larry Mack nickname for you or something, because it's you got it all figured out here. Did
It's the
did you
fun
go
of
to
it.
did did you go to school for like statistics or something?
Matty Buke, what did you say?
Matty Buke, Matty Uke.
Larry
There
Mack.
you go.
Okay, I'll take anything.
Yeah, yeah.
Did I go to school for it? No, but any of my friends, every time I'll get to talking about it, and I'll usually get made fun of for it because it's like, oh God, here we go. It's been like this for a while.
Are you like well, every year that ends in a even number, we get a caution average with 5 laps to
Oh,
go.
it was really growing up. I was a Jimmy Johnson fan, still am, and it was bad because in his closing seasons, I'd be like, "Well, he finished 15th, but here are the statistics for why it was a good race." And I'd post about it, and I'd get so much crap for it because I feel like they just weren't good. I'd be like, "No, I have a statistic."
So, hey, you got you got to salvage it somehow, and if you could statistics usually hopefully help you out quite a bit. And we do have Nick Indelgado here in the
Oh
meantime
yeah.
to interview half number one winner. And Nick, congratulations on half number one. It seemed like for the most part pretty smooth sailing for you.
Yeah, that was entertaining. Had a couple hiccups there. I mean, the pit strategy was kind of weird. I knew I wanted to take tires, and if it went green, I'd be in good position. There's a little bit of chirping going on the radio, so it's bound to get pretty good in the second half.
Yeah, well, and maybe before I turn it over to Matthew here, if he has any questions for you, that contact between Tate Leto it's kind of weird to figure out. It kind of looked like just close racing there towards the end of half. What was your perspective of that?
Yeah, to be honest with you, I know he saved his tires, and I was going to race that hard. I got cut off about 3 or 4 times by the 19, and then I ran. Forgot who it was up the wall, not into the wall, but I ran him up and was racing hard. So I was kind of fed up there. I blocked. I knew I was clear, and it shot him up the track. I mean, I knew I was clear the whole way. I'm not gonna block and hurt somebody else's race. But people want to keep talking after that, and then that's just how it's gonna go.
Hey, it's what it is. Matthew, got anything for Nick?
I did see some mics disabled. I know there probably was talking following that incident. Do you expect any of this to carry over to have to?
I would hope it does. To be honest
Oh.
with you, I'm enjoying it. I'll enjoy it. Win or lose, if people want to talk, they're gonna get what they're gonna get, and that comes to multiple leagues. So you might see a crossover episode here and there when it comes to other leagues. But people want to talk, I'm all for it. I love talking.
Hey, but you're not only talking, you're backing it up. Winner in half number one, and best of luck in half number two. Do you think you got a pretty good shot?
I hope so. I actually like the nighttime better at this track. It depends. It's going to be more pack racing, more packed together, just because of more grip. So it should be fun. I'm going to just go out there and race as hard as I can and try to get the win, all costs. So.
Well, best of luck to you. Hey, you're in Vegas, the land of entertainment. Go out there and have some fun and put on a good show.
Will do. By the way, shout out to Nick Kessler Racing for letting me race tonight. It was an open sub vehicle, and I knew I'd have a good shot at this track. So shout out to him.
All right, yeah. Congratulations again, Nick, and best of luck here in half number two.
Thank you.
You bet. Put him back in. I should maybe put him back in his team there. I did
Yeah,
not
that
do
might
that.
help.
There you go. But we'll bring Robert Hill. I believe he's our in-race reporter. We'll bring him on quick as the field is gritting up as you see the starting lineup. And Robert, what's your view of the action here so far tonight?
There's been some tight racing, multi-groove race so far, which was a little unexpected, but it's been really good so far.
What are your I think you're starting here 11th as you that's where you finish here in half number one. What's your strategy here in half number two?
We're gonna try to keep our nose clean for the first couple laps, avoid whatever calamity happens early, and then probably work our way to the high side and make some passes.
All right, sounds good. Hey, I heard there's a little drama going on. Are you to be aware and try to stay out of that riffraff?
Oh yeah, definitely. You gotta keep those guys in mind, especially knowing that Nick's starting right here with me, and just watch for Vince, and we'll see what happens.
All right. Now, Matthew, anything for Robert as we send him on his way?
Look, Robert, that's what I got for you. I didn't have you summed it up pretty well.
Yeah, that was a pretty good race reporter here. Thank you for joining us, and I'll make sure I join or put you in the proper team, and that's going to be what team? What team are you?
Shift Esports with
Oh,
our
come on, I should know
Mohawk
better.
Foundation Mustangs.
Oh yeah, what? Well, okay, my bad. I'm sorry, Mohawk Foundation. I apologize. I should have known that. All right, so, see you, Robert. Best of luck.
Thank you, sir.
You bet. Yeah, I talk about your cars every week. I'm hoping the Mohawk Foundation tuned in tonight, but they might be a little disappointed in me.
Ah, they're fine.
They're fine. But
I will be happy with Dallas Myhan. Sorry.
Oh yeah, he's finished 5th, starting
26th.
He started 26th and came up to 5th. And as we see a couple Toyotas here up front, starting to lead him off for half number 2. David Carpenter in that 71. He's going to lead him to the green. Pace truck dives down to pit road. Getting ready for green flag action. Green flag's out. Carpenter is going to hit the loud pedal. And we are underway for half number 2 of the SR Designs 127. And Carpenter is going to clear the 19 of Austin Beers. And be curious to see how hard that 19 car is going to drive to get back to the lead where he was close to the end of the race. And here we go. To the outside. He's going to try to make that move going into 3, and that is one thing that surprised me from kind of talking to some of these drivers. The multiple grooves. You see Johnny Eckert getting a good run on at turn number 4, moving into that 2nd spot. So I'm surprised too that as Robert Hill was saying, the multi-groove racing that we see here tonight. So now we're in lap number 2. 43. Beers trying to hold off the 90 of Johnny Eckert. Eckert trying to make that strong run, and talk about Chad Thornquist hungry. Here is one guy that's hungry, trying to get back into the victory lane for the first time in 2022 in the OSCA series. And he's side by side, but can't quite make that run. And Beers looks like he was going to make an aggressive block. Thinks better of it. Peeler's trying to stay up in the mix as well. Matthew, are you there? I think we might have some issues right now with Matthew, as they are battling here for the.
I think we're back.
Oh, there we're back. We're back. Hey, heck of you had to leave us right now. We have a heck of a battle for the lead between Eckert and Beers, and now Eckert's going to try on the bottom side this time, going into turn number 1, but it seems like that top side getting a little bit better runs off the corner, and it seems like that top side is maybe running a little bit better than we've seen in half number 1. I think we're back. Well, we'll see when Matthew comes back. We'll get him back up here. I hear some blooping going on in the background. Hopefully Matthew can join us here quickly, as now Damian Laniger moves up in the 3rd spot. You see Tate Lytle trying to work his way up through the field after that contact with Nick Indelcato held him back to starting in the 15th position. Currently, I believe, scored around. Where is he now? My scoring is messed up.
What were we looking for?
Tate Lytle.
Currently working on P13 over DJ Weeks. P12 over DJ Weeks. Excuse me.
And we do have a caution out on the racetrack. So it looks like maybe something further on back in the pack, as Austin Beers still holding on to lead. I believe this is right around the same lap we've seen the caution. Half number 1 was lap number 6, if I do recall.
Yeah, we got a few laps in, and then, yeah, you're right. It was an early caution.
And it looks like Kyle Walgren might be... Well, who we got? Kennington. Gutierrez involved as well. We'll take a look at the 3-wide TV replay. Oh! 18 getting punched up in the wall. Dewar got involved. Rashid Coles. So a lot of the guys that had bad luck in half number 1 getting involved here in an early incident. Half number 2. Oh, and Walgren, I don't think he could see the wreck happening from him. Couldn't get checked up in time. Didn't look like he has too bad of damage. I don't think Dewar Coles had a little bit of front end damage as well. And who is this no number car? This is kind of throwing me off here as well. Oh, that's Kenton. Okay, that's Kenton in the supposed to be 06, but you know that. I know Vic was stressing for different number contrast numbers. Kenton did the exact opposite of that. It's almost
no numbers.
Yeah, no numbers. And now we see most of the cars coming down pit road as Beers is going to lead the field. Down pit road, see who wins the race off. See if we see any differing strategies. We've seen the guys take no tires. Beers, it looked like it worked out pretty decently last time, but I think he's going to take tires this time.
Yeah.
Johnny Eckert, I think, is going to be one that wants to take those tires as well. But it looks like we see one car either misses pit box or maybe even take fuel only. I believe that's the 89 of Shane DiMantova. Fuel only. So fuel only for the 89. And then I believe Austin Beers leads them, the rest of the guys who came down pit road. Leads them off. Johnny Eckert, second. Who was the only one, sorry? Oh, Coles missed his stall. See him with, he ought to come back down, get that, hopefully that front bumper put back on. But that will give the lead to Shane DiMantova. Again, filling in for Brent Jones in the 89. Brent will be a happy car owner for the, I believe his team name. I always forget this, Brent. I think it's the Crummy Esports Racing Team. I know it's like TKERT is his acronym, but I'm sure he's watching or at least following along here, trying to see his car get some TV time up front. Now we'll see the field double up. 1 lap to go to green. And we see Shane DiMantova going up to that outside again, seeing that outside line, showing a little bit more muscle here tonight. And they'll take the green flag once we get back to lap number 10. And Matthew, I think Beers held on pretty strong, and probably pretty similar driving styles for Shane DiMantova. So I think you think for Shane, it's maybe his best hope is trying to get as big of a lead that he can on this restart and hope maybe for a few more cautions.
Yeah, I think he's got to hope it goes at least a little bit without, because what we saw Beers hang on for a while, and Eckert never fell lower than 7th. And before he came in and topped off, Shane was only 15th. So I think his situation here is maybe we go green 15, 20 laps, just long enough for his tires to hold off, but also long enough so everybody has to come take tires when we pit again.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the gamble that they're looking for here for Shane, at least here in half number 2 here at Las Vegas. As we're going to see the pace truck dive down pit road, we're going to take the green flag here in lap number 10. Shane DiMantova's going to get a big jump. As we're back to green flag racing, he's going to clear Austin Beers by a couple car lengths by the time they exit the tri-oval. And now Johnny Eckert's going to dive on the inside. He's going to try to charge up towards the front, move him up into the second position. He's got his sights already set on that 89 car for the lead. Damian Leininger, he's going to try to battle up there as well. And, oh boy, all over the place.
Whoa.
Juke moves and Eckert making aggressive moves. He wants this win. Shane DiMantova, he's going to try to hold him off as long as he can. Leininger, oh, he's up in the air. Peeler's in the grass. My hand sliding down. Doesn't look like he's hit anything. Oh, man.
Saves it.
So, man, a little contact there. After the yellow scene one car get into another. It looked like Isabella and Kynan Jones. I think they have a history here in the OSCA series. And man, oh man, again, the one half that's a little calmer was half number 1. You see Damian smoking as he was charging his way up towards the front. And unfortunately, his night's going to end early here. We'll see what exactly happened. Oh, looks like his car just pushed up right into Beers again. Victim.
Wow.
Oh, man. Thornquist, what a move. Oh, man.
Did he
Kynan
make it out
Jones.
of that?
I think Thornquist got through Osborne with heavy damage to the front end. 15. That looked like just coming out of corner exit. We're kind of watching how, oh, man, Eckert was doing the same thing. But, man, these guys were digging hard and through the air for the 83. Unfortunate for him, his hot streak getting a little colder here tonight as looks like half number 2 is going to end early for him. We got to check out Thornquist here going through this wreck. I mean, he's sliding through that. Wow. Wow. Carlos, can we get an in-car view of the O2 there? That was wild. Cannot. Oh, no. Oh, he was... Okay, Carlos. I'm sensitive like that.
No.
He's dodging both cars that were involved. Damien coming close. Oh, Beer's coming back up. Slivering through there. And I don't even think that in-car cockpit showed justice how much he was sliding around through that wreck as well. And here's Osborne, Isabella. They got some damage in here as well. See Damien flipping. Really nowhere to go for Osborne. So Beers Motorsports not having good luck in that wreck. Yeah, 69 Bracy not having a good luck here tonight as well. And oh, him and Dewar making contact. You know, not as hard as hits he's taken in half number 1 doing the Jeff Gordon wall hit. See if Zach Evans, how he managed through this. He just stopped. Yeah, that's the best thing to do halftime is just to stop, try to stay out of the wreck. And oh, man, whoa, kind of almost got through it, just clipped by Beers. Oh, then him and Isabella making contact. Man,
things
look
you hate to see.
Yeah, and he was flying through there. It was like Days of Thunder-esque for the beginning part of it, and just getting nicked there. Oh man. And you know, he probably breathed that initial sigh of relief after getting past the 83 of Leininger, and all of a sudden sees Beers come like, oh no, oh no. Now, I believe. Oh, I thought you maybe going to show up, but I thought there was a little bit of contact between the 1 and the 73 there as well. So interesting. What might have happened there, but
It's kind of like
maybe...
how Dustin Dewar almost had that first wreck in the first half, missed, and then right at the end,
just clobbered through it. But Shane DiMantola, I think, you know, as we were talking about right before we got back to green, I think you know, Shane wanted to see a few more green flag laps, but a couple more cars, I guess, taken out behind him. But one car that I think he's got to worry about is that 90 of Johnny Eckert, because he looked like he wanted that lead, and he wanted it right now as he was going for it. And, you know, still early on in the going, we're here in lap 14 of 43. Looks like the pace truck lights are off. We're going to get ready to go back green next time by. And now we see a half number 1 winner in Delgado. He'll be restarting on the top in the 4th position. Dylan Thomas. We've seen him running up front quite a bit. Chad Thornquist, after he changed his underpants there a little bit after dodging those wrecks. He'll be restarting on the bottom in the 5th position. And Tate Lytle has... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I was going to even go as far as to say that caution might have even hurt Beers, because that is now less cars in between him and Indelicato and Thornquist. But yes, Tate, yeah, he's there too. Yes.
Yeah, Tate just moving into the top 10 as well. So we'll see if Shane DiMantola can hold him off. Again, taking fuel only. Yeah, now some of those heavy hitters in half number 1 are going to be right on the bumper of that 89 machine. As the pace truck is diving downfield, getting ready to go back to green flag racing. Oh! Look like Shane DiMantola is trying to hold up the pack, get going. He's going to be side by side with Johnny Eckert going through the tri-oval, going down into turn 1. See if those fresh tires hold a little bit better, or if Shane's going to get the run out of the corner. Looks like Johnny Eckert's going to take the
Wow.
lead. As Shane, tries to throw a block on the 10. 10, he's not going to have it. He's not going to have any of it. And man, oh man. And you think Johnny's got to see that 10 car in his mirror, and he knows how fast and how smooth Indelkato is. And especially for that drought getting into victory lane here in the OSCA series here this season, he's got to be trying to give it his all right now.
Wondering if that nose damage, there's a little bit of nose damage on the front of the 10 from that little game of bumper cars off the start there. I'm wondering if that's going to be hurting him in the long run.
You got to wonder, we were talking about how sensitive these cars are, and if that's going to hurt him just a little bit. Maybe making that car a little bit tighter. May not be able to do the moves that he needs, but he is still closing in on that back bumper of the 90 of Johnny Eckert. Maybe you'd see if on corner exit if it hurts him a little bit. You see, it looks like just a little bit, not much. You got to wonder. That looks like he said. I think maybe something that in the short term on fresher tires might not affect him so much, but maybe once the tires start wearing, the handling goes away. That might play a little bit bigger of effect. What do you think, Matthew?
Yeah, I think you're right, because while we've got the grip, those tires are probably going to, even the tires, they're probably going to work a little bit harder to keep that car up there just because of the aero disadvantage. We'll have to see how it plays out. Usually he saves his stuff pretty good, but I don't know what all he can overcome when it comes to aerodynamics. I do know that Johnny Eckert will viciously defend this lead.
Yeah, and wow, I'm pretty impressed too with the older tires. I mean, it's only about 6 laps difference of green flag racing for the 89, but still holding on to that third position for Shane DiMantova, holding off Dylan Thomas and Zachary Roethlisberger, and doing a pretty good job. Even so far as it almost looked like he was going to look underneath the 10 car for the second position. And don't look out now. Don't look out now. Here comes Tate Lytle. Don't look out. Don't look. Don't look.
Oh, look.
Please stay tuned in. But Tate Lytle is going for that 5th position. Yeah, I did have a Steve Harvey moment there. That's what it felt like.
She did.
I feel like I have to have at least like 2 or 3 of them. At minimum 1 per half. And
Not an OSCA broadcast if you don't.
yeah, that's right. Usually it's Carlos making me sad from the beans, but we already got that out of the way though. But oh come on. OC teased me with it. As we see Shane still trying to hold on strong. He looked to the outside, going into 3. Still hanging out of that back bumper of Indelkato, but Dylan Thomas is right there attacking as well. So it's I'm still surprised that I guess we've seen Beers again with being up front, able to hold on to that track position pretty well. And so far we're seeing Shane. Well, now he's in danger of losing that third position to Dylan Thomas, and now Johnny Eckert getting all he can handle from that 10. Nick Indelkato are half number 1 winners. They're side by side here with 22 laps to go. And
Definitely a little less patience from Indelkato this time around.
Yeah, I think he's going out there. I mean, again, you're not a full-time driver in this series. Got to go out there. He's only out there for checkered flags. And Johnny Eckert, the points leader, and we know how hungry he is to get back into victory lane, but sometimes when you're out there on a part-time basis, that's got to change that mindset just a little bit.
Absolutely. When there's no season-bound implications and you're just racing to go get the checkered flag, like you said earlier, you bring back the checkered flag or the wheel, and that's what we're seeing as he takes the lead, actually.
Yeah, now we're going to see if he can hold on to that lead again. We noted that little bit of damage, I think right in the almost dead center, close to the splitter of that 10 car. See if that, in the short term here, it looks like it's smooth sailing for him as he took the lead here with 20 to go. See if he can hold on. Shane DiMantova did hold off Dylan Thomas for that 3rd position in the meantime. But Tate Lytle did get up into that 5th position. And, well, man, I'll tell you what, Johnny Eckert's not letting him get away. And I got to wonder, too, for Johnny, he was dominant in both halves of Auto Club last week, and just seen it slip away by maybe running it a little too hard, maybe not quite saving enough. You got to wonder if that's maybe playing into his mind right now, maybe wanting to be the one chasing instead of the one being chased and just losing it in the final seconds. So we'll see if the cat and mouse game between that 10 and 90, how that's going to play out through the rest of the second half here.
Yeah, and don't look now. Tate Lytle is now right on the back of Shane Diamantovia and Dylan Thomas. If he can get by those guys, this could get interesting very quickly here as the laps wind down. Tate's going to probably turn up the heat if he gets through these guys for third.
Yeah, and that's the thing we got to remember before that contact between him and the 10 in half number 1, as we see the 3-wide TV multi-cam, he was charging up like hellfire through the field before making that contact and kind of wrecking his half number 1. So we know he's fast. But let's see if he can put it together and catch the 10 of Indel and the 90 of Johnny Eckert as they are pulling away from the rest of the field at the moment by about a half a second. There you see DJ Weeks currently holding on to that 8th position. See Chad Thornquist up ahead there. He's battling Shane DiMantova. Now it looks like those tires and kind of like you said, probably need to run 10 laps or so, and I think we're just getting to that point where that tire difference is really starting to take notice.
He was probably hoping for about 10 to 15 laps of green, and we're almost on 20 now. At this point is where it starts to hurt, and you can see that very clearly. You can't really hold on for much longer than he has at this point.
Yeah, now it's just to cross your fingers and try to salvage what you can. Maybe hope for another caution at any point and get back in the mix. As you see on the bottom of the screen, the 2 leaders getting by Vincent Isabella, lap car, getting involved in that incident. The special paint scheme on the 1. What's I couldn't quite tell what was on the 1. Was that a Ukraine support for Ukraine? We see on the high side, Chad Thornquist moving up into the top 5, trying to. Wow, he's turned on the wake here. Now he's looking for 4th over Dylan Thomas. So I gotta wonder if, hey, Chad, I think he's a guy that might tune in the broadcast. He probably heard your pick. He's he doesn't want to make you a liar.
No, he does not. Do me proud and make me look smart up here. He's trying his hardest.
Yeah, I think he's definitely impressed here tonight.
Whoa!
Contact! Oh, no!
Oh, man, why do we talk about these things?
Oh, the announcer's jinx happens. And we stay green, but Chad Thornquist heavy into the wall. And a promising night ends in the wall.
Oh, man, he spilled it.
Spilled the beans.
Oh,
yeah, we did.
It's our fault, actually, yes.
Yep. And he's probably wondering what happened to his car. I think he just said that was scary, and I think it's just the announcer's jinx got a hold of his wheel, and
nothing he could do. Out of his control.
Yep. Unfortunate for him. Night will end early, and as you see, Indel Cano has pulled away to almost a second lead. Oh, I wonder if that was netcode between the 03 and the 02. That just shot that car up to the wall.
If not contact, netcode. There was something there.
Yeah, that was. Oh, maybe it looks like the. Just fighting for that position. The 03 of Dylan Thomas coming up, washing up out of the exit of the corner, natural thing, and Thornquist trying to hold his position as well. Just kind of a racing deal. That'll end the 02's night early here, but we do see Tate Lytle move into that second position now and see if he can chase down, finish what he started in half number 1, and maybe a little bit of drama if that 56 can catch the 10. He's got 10 laps to do it. Let's see if he can get done. There you see Shane DiMantova falling back, and oh man, you see Monticelli up there in the 7th position, and I feel like I do the same thing as what we just had. So I don't want to say anything about Monticelli. He's having a, he's up there.
actually watching him. I didn't want to say anything either, but I will say he is having a certain night, and there is a good word to describe it. That is as close as I will get to that.
Yep, that's about as perfectly said without making it any worse. But
Don't want to jinx it.
yeah. And then Robert Hill, our in-race reporter, currently holding into that ninth spot. And you see, your part-time ride rounding out the top 10, Seth Rawls. Good run for him as well.
Much better go around this time.
Yeah, not getting involved in the wreck, certainly helping him out there. Got the double wide camera here. DJ Weeks currently holding on to that 6th spot, trying to chase down teammate Zach Roethlisberger, trying to get into the top 5. And he got into that early incident half number 1. There you see him lapping Austin Beers, who he certainly showed that speed tonight, but man, he did not have the luck he needed. And might have to pack it up and or just kind of ride this one out and get ready for Bathurst next week, which Carlos, I heard you're excited about that, aren't you? Yeah, well, we can't name everyone, I guess.
Wow.
But, yeah.
Hey, big moment there. Ryan Osborne sat in the racing line, and Tate Lytle just closed up a big chunk of racetrack.
Yeah, wow, and that was a big chunk indeed, as now he's within a couple car lengths of that 10 here with 7 laps to go. And, of course, this is a perfect time for my timing to go haywire, so I couldn't see what the lap times were. But see if he can continue to reel in Delgado now with 6 to go.
Now, before that happened, Tate had a huge moment off of 4. I was watching while we were going through the field. Tate got extremely tight, had to check up big time, and lost a couple tenths, and that really made up all that ground lost, and it's a race now.
Yeah, we got a battle. 6 laps to go. Not only could we see another sweep here tonight by Delgado, as we've seen Damian do earlier on in the season, but can Tate Lytle steal another one late, as he's done a couple times so far this season? We're about to find out. 5 more laps to go. Looks like Dylan Thomas has got a couple Outlaw Racing teammates on his inside, trying to hold on to that top 5 run that he's got going on right now. He's got all he can handle from Zach Roethlisberger and DJ Weeks. Man, I so bad want to say something about that 27.
After the race, you can say it.
I will say it then. But yeah, I'm just so worried about that. But looks like that gap between the Delgado and Lytle here, 4 laps to go, has kind of maintained. Do you think Tate? I mean, right now you're probably trying to go for everything you have. There's no point of saving now with coming to 3 to go.
It's hard to say. It was a lot of pushing this race, but the big thing for me is Tate Lytle, instead of starting 3rd last race, he had to come from 17th and might have had to use up some stuff coming through the field, because that gap for the last 3 laps has gone nowhere.
Yeah, it is stayed pretty stagnant, and it looks like he might come out just a little short unless he can pull something deep here now with about 2.5 laps to go here in the final half of the night of the SR Designs 127. In Delgado, part-time driver looking for the sweep. He said, hey man, let him talk. He loves the talk, but he also loves the walk, as he's been proving it all night here tonight, winning half number 1. It looks like if he can hold on here, pick up half number 2. But got a couple lap cars up ahead of him. And let's see if that's going to play a factor as it did early on here. As we're going to take the white flag. Yeah, has not. And this could be interesting as we take the white flag. 1 more lap to go. Will lap traffic play a role into this?
Oh my goodness.
Vincent almost coming down. It didn't seem to affect him time-wise, but I'm sure had a moment. And I believed in his interview that might have been one of the cars that had an issue with him there. And maybe trying to have a shot at messing up the win, but rolling out of turn number 4. He's rolling snake eyes here tonight. He pulls off the sweep. Nick and Delcato wins half number 2 of the SR Designs, 127. Tate Lettle comes home in second. Johnny Eckert third. Dylan Thomas fourth. And Zachary Roethlisberger comes home in fifth.
Now you may speak about Monticelli.
And Monticelli comes home in the 7th position. How about that? What a solid night tonight for that 27. Whew, we didn't jinx him. Finally, we didn't jinx him. That was an awesome run for him. Shane DiMantova, you know, he was fading there quite a bit. Still holds on to that top 10. In race reporter, Robert Hill ends up with 9th, and Seth Rawls around the top 10. So overall, you know, Shift Esports had a pretty solid night.
Yeah, I was really happy for Robert. I mean, maybe just a little personal bias here. Robert has had some pretty horrible luck to start the season off, and he had a pretty sweet night tonight, 11th and 9th. I know he's in a good mood right now.
Yeah, pretty competitive night for the 05, as you see the 10 of Nick Monticelli burning it down as he picks up the win once again, pulling off that sweep. As we do have Johnny Eckert, the 3rd place finisher, here for the interview. And Johnny, man, just not quite the night tonight. 7th and a 3rd. You know, again, you know, you're still continuing that awesome points racing night, but I know oh so badly you want to get in victory lane, and you got to lead a couple laps here tonight. Anything different you could have done to maybe end up in victory lane?
Drive differently.
Well.
I don't know. Yeah. It became apparent that race 1 I messed up the strategy. Race 2 I thought I was doing the right thing, and then after Delicato caught me, I realized I had made a pretty big mistake. So yeah, I'll take that and put that in the bank for the future.
Yeah, just another live and learn moment, and you know, again, you know, you gotta feel a little bad not being in victory lane, but you know, again, learning, continuing to accrue those points and separate yourself from the rest of the field a little bit, because I think Tate had that bad luck in race number 1, so that certainly helped you points wise tonight. So not all lost here tonight.
No. It's frustrating as all hell to be quote-unquote points racing, because that's pretty much what this season is turning into. But especially knowing how many races I've been in position to win and been close and thrown away in the last lap, or got, you know, moved, doored, blocked, whatever, that cost wins. So that it's frustrating from that perspective to keep that going, but you know, tonight at least, you know, kind of got away from all the nonsense, and it was just kind of just a good drive. You know, I stayed away, no issues with anybody, no contact with anybody. Just anything that happened today was pretty much on me. So it was on me. I mean, there was nothing else. So yeah, it was good to get away from the external side of it that's been going on the last couple of weeks, and just have a solid night. So yeah, we'll keep pushing on and hopefully get a win eventually.
Hey, Badhurst next week, you know, you're the road course ace. You got to be feeling pretty good going into next week.
Yeah, I have a lot of laps at Bathurst, but I also expect to potentially be the first one to go flipping down the mountain. So you never really know. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's going to be just one large wild card.
Yeah, wild card indeed it will be. But Matt, you got anything for Johnny?
I mean, you don't like the points racing, but at this point for you, I would more call it points managing and just waiting for that win to come. This will be officially this season your 9th top 10 in 10 halves, and I know you don't care about the top 10s and you want the wins, but it's gotta come. It's gotta come your way eventually. I know you said that some have gotten away from you, whether it's your doing or not. But with the season ahead and Bathurst next week, you've got to at least be feeling optimistic about constantly being able to run well. And I think you know it's gonna fall your way eventually.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a stats guy, so you know, looking at the stats, and I mean, the biggest stat for me lately has just been how many times I'm up here talking to you guys and talking, in the interviews at the end of the races, and just getting the top threes, getting the top fives, getting the top tens is very good because it gives obviously points cushion. I was wrong last week. I thought it was winning you're in. It's not. It's just top 13 in points. So it's a good points cushion. Having that buffer that's kind of growing slowly but surely is good. Up to this point, but at some point I'm gonna have to make that decision. Am I gonna points race or am I gonna push it the next level and try to go for that win? Because at some point that's gonna be really important. So especially when we go into the playoffs. So assuming I make it, but going into Bathurst is obviously with a good race that I don't have to think back on anything poorly is a good thing. So hopefully we'll come into the race with a clear head and be ready to give it all I got.
Before you go totally mental cleanse on us here, any shout outs you want to give?
Yeah, well, first off, thank you guys for broadcasting it. Congrats on your debut in the booth, Bayuk. But
thank you.
but I want to thank the admins. I want to thank URSCA and Harpoon Designs for coming on board this season, getting them good finishes, just not a dub, but I'm sure that'll come if we keep running like this. But eventually, as Matt said, come our way. So, but I really got to thank my teammates again, Zach Roethlisberger, DJ Weeks, and Dylan Gooden. Just once again, good execution. Tough spots to be in for them throughout the races tonight, but without them, I wouldn't be able to be as competitive as I am. So, I want to thank them, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the heck the mountain in Australia can bring.
Yeah, it should be exciting next week indeed. Well, best of luck to you, Johnny, and hopefully we'll talk to you next week again, and hopefully as well it'll be in victory lane.
Yeah, it would be nice, but hopefully if I'm in victory lane, it's or if I'm talking to you next week, it's from not having it versus having something happen. So that's my hope. Hopefully we're talking to you and just either not having it or winning. That'd be pretty nice.
Yeah. Hopefully indeed. Well, best of luck to you next week, Johnny, and again, congratulations on the solid night here tonight.
Thanks so much, guys. Have a good one.
Bet. Yeah, you too. Johnny Eckert coming home third in half number 2. Next up, we'll bring up Tate Lytle, came home second place, and Tate, pretty eventful evening. You had you're charging through the field half number 1, got a little contact with the 10, got into the wall, then almost was able to maybe make a revenge and maybe pass him for the win here in half number 2. Did you think you had anything left in the tank, or did you kind of lay it all on the line?
I mean, if I didn't have to pass 8 more cars than him, I probably would have been just fine. I felt like we were the fastest car the whole race. I was outside there in that first race on him, going down the front stretch, and I watched the replay. It looked like he might have been clear by skin of his teeth, maybe, but when he slid up the track, it just set me straight in the fence. And I mean, most of the time, that netcoach stuff, it's okay, but he was kind of, I don't know, less than please. I don't even know how to explain it. He just kind of ticked me off the way he handled it afterwards. So I mean, I wanted to go beat him that second race, but I mean, I had to pass 8 more freaking cars than he did, and still was at least. I mean, I'm sure he was wondering there with about 6 or 7 to go. So. We were gaining on about half a tenth, but I mean, I don't know what I would have done with him when I got there anyway. There's nowhere to go. Couldn't pass on the bottom. It was too tight. My right front was pretty killed there that last 3, 4, 5 laps.
Yeah, it was a night that almost what could have been if you had better track position half number 2. If that contact didn't quite happen, didn't look like you had the speed out there once again to continue that fat racing win streak. Unfortunately comes to an end here tonight, but kind of moving forward, going into Bathurst, I don't know if that's a race you're planning on making, but what kind of chances do you think you have if you plan to run that event?
I'll actually be on my way to New Mexico next
Oh.
Thursday night, so I won't make next Thursday. Honestly, well, I mean, Bathurst, I'd probably run pretty good at Bathurst. I like that track. If I didn't get junked, I mean, there's a very good chance of getting junked. But I mean, you'll probably watch Eckert run away with it, and then maybe Indelicado's pretty good at road courses too. As much as I'm not the hugest fan of his right now, but
Well,
that's probably who you'll be watching race for the win next week, and yeah, I'll be hopefully sleeping because I have a 5 a.m. flight out of Reno to get to New Mexico on time for a tee time.
Oh wow! So I got to ask you, there's maybe a little bit of talk of some cross league rivalry now, maybe with that number 10. Do you see that maybe happening, forming up, little friendly rivalry?
I mean, I bet by the time I get out of the shower tonight, I don't really care too much. But
That's pretty good.
when it happened, I was definitely a little upset, especially after the way I watched him race the 02 and the 19, and I was just kind of like, why is he racing these guys like that? You know what I mean? He tried giving the bumper to the 19 3 times. He put the 02 in the fence on the backstretch, so I was already kind of like, why is this guy racing this way? And then, I mean, I guess he was technically clear, and the netcode put me in the fence, but just cutting it that close, especially after racing those guys the way he did, it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. And then getting on the radio and saying what he said just kind of left a bad taste in my mouth, really. If he would have came on the radio and been like, you know, I mean, he was already trying to wreck beers, and I mean, if he would have came on the radio and, you know, been apologetic and not a dick, then it probably would have been a different story. But I don't know, it just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I've never had a problem with him, though. I've always raced pretty clean with him until tonight, so I don't know if maybe there's a little bad blood between the 19 and him that was kind of causing the way for them to race, but I hate that it kind of ran down into me and my teammate Chad Thornquist's night. So just kind of frustrating, as you can probably tell. I mean, like I said, it's nothing to really carry on to any more races. It's not like I'm gonna go out and wreck him because of it. I might race him a tiny bit harder, but from the sounds of it, he's probably gonna race me a little harder too after listening to it on the radio. So maybe you'll see some more contact. It won't be on purpose on my end, at least, but I don't know. It just kind of, it just seems silly. You know, he was clearly faster than the 19 and the 02, and he was, I don't know, I just felt like he was using too much of his bumper to try and get by him, especially with how much at the top the 19 was leaving open. So just my 2 cents on the deal. I mean, 2 wins. Good for him. I mean, I felt like we definitely were the faster car, but it's not always who wins the races. But got to shout out Brent Wimps, days gone by. You guys for sitting up here and watching us race the fake race cars again. And, yeah. I better head off. Carlos still has someone else to interview, and it's his bedtime, damn it.
Yeah, Carlos has got to go nighty-night. All right, well, thanks for joining us, Tate, and hopefully we'll see you again here in the near future, as you're going to take a next week off at Bathurst. But hopefully, I think in 2 weeks, we go to Darlington. Maybe.
What's the date on Darlington? What day is that?
The date is, let me look it up, March 17th.
I should make that one, yeah.
Oh, nice. Hopefully we'll see you back at the old Lady in Black and maybe end up back in Victory Lane.
That's the plan, man. It's one of my favorite tracks, so.
Hey, you already got the throwback for it.
Yeah, I don't got to change much there. I got that Cale Yarborough paint scheme on her stuff.
Yeah, there you go.
But y'all have a good night. Congrats to Shift Esports on a good night, and hopefully we can go. Yeah, zip it, Vyuk, zip it.
Oh, I forgot.
Zip it. I was just being snarky.
So was I.
All right, well, I'll catch Vyuk on Monday night in Erskine, and Goody, I'll catch you probably Sunday night in the trucks, and we'll catch y'all then.
All right, sounds good. See ya.
Later.
And that was Tate Lytle coming home in second place in half number 2. And next up, I actually do want to bring him on here quick. We didn't jinx him, so I'm bringing him on just quick.
That's true.
Gotta be quick. We're gonna be quick, Nicholas. But I had to say, we tried so hard not to jinx you, and we did it.
Yeah, it was amazing to get that run.
Yeah, so 7th place, that's got to feel pretty good.
Yeah, and then the 14th place, I really wasn't expecting to have any speed tonight, so.
Yeah, solid night, and yeah, no bad juju from us, so you're clear there, and heck, that's got to feel pretty good going to Bathurst next week. Kind of good finish to head off into a tricky road course.
For sure, and Bathurst is going to be a lot of practice,
I'm sure there's a lot of drivers out there that are going to need that as well. But before we send you off here quick with that excellent run, any shout-outs you want to give?
Yeah, to my dad for watching every race. It's the first race of OSCA, and you know, the only thing I ever wanted to mention was the banner that I ran on my car tonight, and at Auto Club. Obviously, I'm not gonna make any political statements. It's just you see the colors of it. It's the Ukrainian flag. That's all I'm gonna say about it. But yeah, thanks to my dad for watching every race that he does, for my family, and you know, my previous teammates Kyle and Brandon. The team wouldn't be where it is today without them. We wouldn't have some of the schemes we do to have today without them, and I don't think I would be where I was if they didn't push me to do better. So
yeah, awesome run, and glad to have you back up here in the booth, and hopefully we'll talk to you again here shortly.
yeah, hopefully.
Have a good night, Nick.
You too.
Nicholas Monticelli, the guy we didn't jinx, coming home.
Yes.
And coming home in 7th and half, number 2. But next up, the man of the hour, the man who. Hey, Nick, you got your broom out? Pulling off the sweep here tonight.
I might have to go buy one.
Yeah, see, there you go. Even a little dustpan broom, you know, that'll work. Got to feel pretty good to pull off the sweep here tonight.
Yeah, no, it's nice. It's been a while since I've had a league race win, and almost had one at Iowa. But you know, pit strategy is kind of fun. But no, I had a ton of fun, and I think the drama just made it a little bit more worthwhile.
So I gotta wonder, you know, we had Tate on here, you know, with his interview. He kind of gave his 2 cents about it, but from maybe my perspective, after how you kind of, you know, your half number 1 interview, are you playing like the Dale Earnhardt? You're trying to play a little friendly rivalry game going on here?
I don't know about friendly. I mean, I think I tried it. I think I've been too nice in the past, and at this point, it's kind of just like I'm gonna go out there and race as hard as I can, and if people get caught up in my mess, people get caught up in my mess. I'm gonna go for the win. So I mean, that's what happened tonight. The incident we had between me and Tate, I really didn't think it would cause an incident. If you go back and look at it, it is what it is. But everything else, you know, the chirping between the other people, that really got me riled up and just made it even better to win.
Yeah, and it looked like there was, you know, lap traffic almost played a factor, you know, in your race in half number 2. Were you worried about catching some of the lap cars? And I'm not sure, couldn't quite remember who or, you know, what the whole drama situation was, but did you think that might have played a role in when you were catching lap traffic?
Yeah, to be honest with you, a lot of the drama in that final race came from the lap cars and the people that I don't think I've ever raced, you know, in my life. Some of them decided just to start talking. So I know it was the 15 at the end just decided to stay in the racing line, and then the 19 probably got mad from the first race when he chopped me off about 4 times. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, that's all I got to say. People have choice words. That's what it is. But at the end of the day, I'll take the 2 wins. They're sitting in 19th, 18th, whatever it may be.
So I gotta ask, because, you know, I haven't raced against you much. I was kind of talking to Matthew about this during the race, and every time I've seen it, you know, you've been one of the faster cars out on the racetrack, and generally one of the more cleaner drivers. And as Matthew, I think, even stated, sometimes you get caught up in incidents that are not of your own doing, and maybe from other people driving more aggressive. Is this kind of a moment? I think a lot of iRacers maybe have this moment where they're too nice and they're not aggressive enough, and maybe leave something on the table, or they get collect up in other people's. They just had enough of it, other people's wrecks.
Yeah,
is that kind of the mindset that you're going into here?
That is kind of the mindset. I mean, lately when it comes to, you know, say this league too, and another league, OSCA, I've had, I mean, terrible luck where I've just been caught up in incidents. I wouldn't say it's just a moment. It's a collection of things that are building up, and I don't know. It just got annoying, and at this point, I'm just gonna go and race as hard as I can, and try to win and do the best of my ability. I always, when you talk to people that do race against me, 90% of them will probably say I'm clean, but I'm also aggressive. Like, I'm not gonna let you pass unless I know you're faster, and it depends where it is in the race. But I'll race my heart out, but I'll race clean as well.
Yeah, generally, that's what I've seen out of you in the past, and obviously, like you said, there's those moments where you get pushed that moment, and it seemed like tonight, you were having a little fun with that rivalry as well, and that can be just as fun as being the goody two shoes competitor as well.
Yeah, no, to be honest with you, when it comes to talking, I love talking. Whatever. If it gets people riled up, I love it. I mean, that's how it works. Sometimes I get riled up myself. That's how it works. That's racing. But when you can make other people mad, it kind of gives me that little bit, of a jump ahead, and makes me have a little bit more fun.
Playing the old like DW mind games that you start calling you Jaws or something here.
Yeah.
And Matthew, you got anything for Nick?
No, just had fun watching. You pretty much covered all the bases as far as questions. We were talking to Tate earlier before you, obviously, and he said he didn't really think this is gonna, as far as a rivalry on track at least, didn't think this was going to continue very far into the future at all. Do you share that sentiment, or?
Yeah, no, I've never had any issues with Tate. To be honest with you, he's one of the not few, but a handful of people that I really do enjoy racing with. No, it was a racing deal, I guess you could say today, and unfortunate. Obviously I don't want to do that to somebody I really do respect, so I don't see it carrying over with me and him, but there's another handful of people where if I see them, I'll remember them.
So hey, taking down notes on that. So yeah, interesting. But I don't know what your schedule as far as the OSCA series here. Are we going to see you in a few more events come down the road?
Yeah, I know when it comes to we have an all-star car for Shift Esports. I know I'm scheduled to race a couple races in that. I forgot the upcoming one. I know Darlington, pretty sure, is one of them. But definitely a handful of more races I am going to do in OSCA. So looking forward to those. Other than that, I don't know. I had a great time tonight, obviously.
Yeah, it's great when you're rolling to victory lane 2 times in the night. And before we send you off and let you celebrate your victories here tonight, any shout-outs you want to give?
Yeah, once again, shout out to the team who let me run their car tonight. I filled in for the 10. So that was nice. I saw Las Vegas and I was like, you know what? I kind of want to give it a shot. Also, shout out to SR Design for making the paint. Just whipped up a quick full matte black paint. So shout out to him, Seth Rawls, and everybody over at Shift Esports. They do a lot. I love this team. Other than that, just like to shout out Mohawk Foundation. They're a great new sponsor of ours, and they've supported us a lot.
All right, awesome. And again, awesome. Congratulations on the sweep here tonight, and at least we'll see you back for sure at Darlington. Hey, maybe if you find something at Bathurst next week, might be a fun one to see you out there as well.
Yeah, it'll be fun. I'll see you guys then.
All right, sounds good. Nick and Delcato pulling off the sweep here tonight here at Las Vegas. And with that, Matthew, any closing words for tonight's broadcast?
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. This is something that I'd like to do again in the future, if y'all would be so kind as to have me whenever I find the time to do it. It was a lot of fun to watch it and be more of an analytical standpoint, kind of a professional race fan, I guess, is the way you could describe it. It was great.
Hey, someone's got to be the brains around here. It's not me and Carlos, I can tell you that. So you're welcome back anytime you want. Hey, what? Well, uh-oh. Oh, he is awake. I thought maybe he was sleeping. Caught him awake. But Matthew, I enjoyed having you on. Sometimes it's nice to have someone to talk with up here in the booth. I think it makes the broadcast that much more interesting and enjoyable for you, the viewers. And you can tune in next week right here on 3 Wide Racing Television as we head to Bathurst for the OSCA Series Round 6 next week. But until then, for Matthew, Carlos, and myself, good night now.